There were some circumstances which they had to deal with though. A couple of players falling sick, so hopefully this time around with all 5 members together, it should be easier. That being said, it's a fast play coming in towards a ramp position, but look at this. Getting absolutely shut down, leaving bemis alone in a 1 versus 3.
Shattering this first round. bemis.
It's looking unlikely. Oh, he's going to just walk on past. There's no way. He has to check at some point or the other, but no. I feel his days are numbered here, Vince. There we go.
It was probably because he didn't get instantly wrecked, so he's like, right, it must be clear. I can focus elsewhere.
Enabled because of the diffuse coming in for bolts. Let's see what Fallen does. It is a brave angle. He needs to find one. Oh no! Gets caught on the way down. That's an unfortunate start here for the side of Imperial. And Frozen though, okay, not expecting the second player behind the smoke. And that's a freebie for Fur. And even will upgrade to the AK-47.
Yeah, he's almost spoiled for choice, wasn't he? His players jumping down from the box. There was one to the left and the right. But now Vinny, he's also going to have multiple opportunities. Many players to find. They line up, but he nearly gets all 3. Dexter dropped to 44 through his teammate. Excellent hold from Imperial. All things considered, losing the first player, but then bouncing back to take the player advantage. Oh, he's burning alive, though. Whether bolts landed that shot or not, bemis was a goner. And now it's down to Dexter. 1-on-2. Weakened players on the server, it's always a distinct possibility that this could still spin in your favor. It's about clearing the angles, though. They don't check the box. That will be to the detriment of bolts. Now, FNX knows where he is, but Dexter moves his head.
Out in the open, the second he heard the footsteps coming in, he knew where both of them were from. And looking at the way the bomb was planted, he could be anywhere. And they were probably expecting him to be playing from the ramp position, perhaps, which is how he got the first kill onto one of the CTs. This is the first one he finds here. And you'll see the CT was actually his back turned, not expecting him to be in the corner. And then he goes for the swing. Perfect crosser placement to clutch it out in the end.
He's still a skilled player, obviously. But it feels like if he's having a good game, then Imperial always have the chance to win. If he's having an off game as Torsi, Wall Flash just wrecked his IGL, I guess.
He wasn't even...
Fallen though, pushing through, did some damage, but does get fragged all the same. 5-7 up on top of the huts. Oh, the spray. This is the problem. bemis was low, and the 5-7 is going to clean up the rest. But obviously early days. But looking good for Imperial to pick up a 4-1 lead. Spoiled for choices, Vinny. That was a bit of a rough spray. And speaking of which, there's another one. Torsi will finalize, but now Fallen shows his hand for main. And although bemis has got an M4... Oh my god, that was a one-tap. He had 1 bullet left in the magazine. That's disgusting. In the heaven area, there's no way you expect him to just show himself in heaven at this point. There's the frag. bemis has played this one perfectly, and he's forced to play it off the site. Is there enough time? There's no kits. He's won the round. That is absolutely ridiculous from bemis.
How has he done this, Vince? The one...
Oh, but we saw moments as well, let's be honest, from Imperial that looked a little bit grim. We saw 2 very rough sprays to start the round off before Fallen came back, and then obviously...
Not quite able to land the tag, however, but he is getting harassed with 27 seconds. They need to make a little bit more, some aggression here, but Fair holding the line. Now 3 cities towards the ramp position. A bomb will finally be planted, though. But his retake is very, very doable here. But bemis still holding the line, getting tagged down, and he will eventually be hunted down here by bolts, making it a 3 versus 3. For Imperial, though, they can still go for this. They have a kit in the hands of Fallen. Expending all that time just to clear out all the angles. And MOUZ, yeah, in a 3v3 situation like that, this is the right call coming in from Imperial. At least they're able to salvage away a couple of rifles there. AKs you can see in the hands of bolts and FNX. It could still go for a force here, but I imagine they might just exercise a little bit of restraint.
Time is so low. FNX in the shadow. Can hear the bomb being planted down. He's going to go for the peak, trying to take some heads with him. First kill there, but he does get traded back. That may not be good enough. They needed him to have more impact to be a foundation. And now Frozen, who is lurking.
That's the round.
It should be the round. I mean, still, even with the kill 2v2, they don't have a kit to play with. No grenades either. So it feels like Imperial are going to try a speculative attempt here, but they're going to lose lives as a result. Torsi, with a hell of a shot, goes back in for seconds, but he should have done enough. Molotov to the back of the site. The round is a done deal. You had a couple closed in that last round, which is certainly an upward trend. He's about to go one-on-one, but here is the flank from Dexter. Perfectly timed, perfectly placed. And MOUZ now only have Vinny to contend with, meaning that this should be a clean round. As you said, so many of them have come down to clutches, scrappy 2v2, 1v1 kind of situations. This is one of the first times that we've actually seen MOUZ get an advantage and really work it to its core.
And it's just such a rough hole from Imperial. Like, they weren't looking at the amount of pressure that MOUZ were exerting to. What a shot from Fur. He was blinded. The peak was perfect. Still gets to kill. And another. Okay. All right. FNX to chip in as well. Find the double kill. It's all in Frozen again, Vince. Just with the pistols, Imperial. They might just make a round out of this.
There's no one on the A side itself. Does he realistically check? He actually does check the angle. Fair enough. But now there's a player outside that's going to be peeking in as he vent dives. He's perfectly gone down the middle. Surely not another clutch on the side of MOUZ. He's about to get caught, though, from the side. And Fur dials in his third kill of the round.
Yeah, the door being open there. If not, maybe Frozen just goes for the smoke and sticks to plan Posey, but he's ahead of the smoke, and this could be something Fur isn't expecting. He's still going to get the first kill, though. Posey with a wide swing, he needs to get the trade, but he won't. Fur with a double. 19 HP, he'll stay alive.
You can't peek this guy one by one. He is in such good form right now. He's going to punish you. The fact he's able to stay alive as well will stop MOUZ from pushing through. Good shot from Fallen.
Imperial, they'll get round number 5 and a very, very clean round as well. First 14-6, mind you.
Smokes that they had in play. This has been a horrible turn of events on the side of MOUZ now. Frozen, being patient, waits and just nails Dexter in midair, goes back in for seconds, and there's nothing they can do about this.
And Elias Fallen as well, getting the first kill, not falling for the bait from Dexter. The door is wide open, and Vince, they have one Molotov. That's all they have. And if FNX should shut this one down, yeah. Check this up. Bomb's not even going to get planted here, as FNX will deny them. And they tie things up, keeping it very clean. Past couple of rounds have been fantastic for the Brazilians, and you can see it being very, very aggressive in a round where it's just the pistol, so that is a bit worrying. But then again, he's got back up in the form of his teammate. That is for Fallen. Professor is not going to stick on around. Gets the first kill, immediately pivots back, and they might not be expecting the second. The flash is perfect for Fur, and he will pluck Frozen.
Well, man, if Fallen is the brains, Fur is most definitely the brawn of this team. He is just unbelievable. Yes, it's against pistols, but the way he's playing, his aim, everything headshots, everything straightforward. A 4K. He's on 18 kills. Oh, yes, sir. Molotov's out, spray there as well, and Bolts has picked up one. Oh. Vinny's spraying down, and keep in mind, this is a buy round. They had AKs, and they've been completely destroyed on the approach.
This has just been a complete capitulation from MOUZ the past few rounds. I think they've had like one kill in the past 3 rounds, Vince. It's just been a complete shutdown, and I get it from Dexter. He was trying to go for a faster upper bomb side pop, which is something they hell. Imperial have been pretty damn solid here in Nuke, as Fur might be one. Oh no, that is brilliant. The distraction from the nade, Vince. Going for him here, Vince. He's just looking to take the fights.
Torsi has dealt with Fur, though. That's a big pick to get. And he's had a slow game so far. Dexter with a Galil. Spatters down with some bullets, but there's the double spray, and Vinny will make the most of it. And BMAS is last man standing, stuck in the ramp, other side of the map to the bomb.
But 15 seconds, this one's done. It's going to be 9 rounds for Imperial. What a brilliant sequence of rounds it's been for the Brazilians.
Oh, Fallen with the narrow...
Coming in. 3 CTs lie in wait.
Need this desperately, do MOUZ, and they're losing players so quickly, so rapidly. BMAS, though, putting 2 back-to-back, but he comes to the abrupt end, and now it's that man we just touched on before, Torsi, who puts in 2 big headshots, flicks to the head of Bolts, and puts this round in an awkward position. FNX last man standing. And I think JDC just dropped down. Indeed, he did. Took a bit of damage in the process, but he wants to try and lock this down with his teammate.
And JDC has arrived as well. This is still winnable, though. Torsi is very low, but JDC's position isn't known, and he's going to strike, and Torsi doesn't need any help. 3 kills for him. You took his name, Vince. You said he had a quiet...
He's got some cool animations. He's got some cool skins, but That's kind of where it ends. Except for if you're talking about on release R8, that was an absolute nightmare fuel weapon. And that's why you don't pick the R8, ladies and gentlemen.
Frozen able to find a couple as well. This one's just going to be an easy mop up. Decent damage being dealt at distance by the Glocks, but it was a full eco for Imperial apart from the R8.
Doesn't have any molly. May not require it. First kill comes down, and it's a bait into Torsi. Great hold from JDC and Torsi. The two of them lock it down with ease. I was a bit concerned because typically the player posted up on the boxes, takes a shot, drops down, throws a molly, and effectively vacates back to the B site. But what I didn't put into the equation was that Torsi was watching with the AWP, and it just all fell into place perfectly. Ooh, Torsi, I thought he may get caught from the squeaky side, but able to dip down into the vents, line up for JDC, and he will just spray them down where they stand. He may have had a slow start on that T-half, but he is certainly churning out the frags now and adding the stats, padding the stats. And he will be the MVP of this round as MOUZ ties up to 10 apiece.
And now all the way back to bottom of ramp. As I love this from Torsi, being aggressive, but there has T snuck on through, and Vinny needs to get the skill. He needs to get the skill. Eventually, he will. It was belabored, and now just jumping, hoping to stay alive, but he will fall as Bemis spots bolts at the edge of the smoke. And Torsi, this is okay. All right, Torsi, that's a little too much, but he's still going to get away with it. The wallbang won't find him. In fact, he will be taken down, leaving Fallen now in a 1v4, which he will quickly convert.
30 seconds now on the clock. Gonna start to move in, spotting a player up in the heaven, but he himself has been tagged and now put down from BMAS. Good round from Torsi though.
The 900, a scout in the hands of Fallen as well. Fallen won't be able to find Torsi. Scout will be retreating. He's going right above that. They won't expect this, but Dexter's so quick on the trade as Torsi will just decapitate bolts. Did he even see him?
Oh, Torsi, stop. He's just running rampant over Imperial now. Courtesy of that Molotov. And curiously, I was not able to stop the bomb plant either. So a 4-on-3 after Torsi got the first pick, after he got the entry over on the ramp side. He's now stuck in heaven, but not for much longer because Bolts has put him down. Lead him to rest up there.
He's trying to put the economy here for the Brazilian side. That's huge. Frozen, second time in a row falling. And look at Dexter's position, Vince. It is so uncomfortable right now. He needs to be paranoid about Fur. Just clearing out this angle. And Vinny's going to be waiting for him. But Dexter is somehow able to stay alive. And now with that smoke, he's given himself a little bit of room to work with. And now the re-aggression coming in from Bemis.
Oh, the damage was done. FNX pins in for the frag. He was getting tagged up down to 11 as well in the meanwhile. Torsi goes aggressive. 30 seconds, bomb being planted on the ace side. If JDC can make a move up here, he could have denied the bomb plant, but he wasn't fast enough. Fallen now shows his hand. Frag down. Okay, what happened there then? Technical issue, apparently. Oh, smoke also afforded further chance to get into garage. I think they must have an inclination that that is a possibility, and now they know. They've tagged him to 50. Dexter now having to watch the close angle. Bolts and Fur both chip in for kills. And MOUZ now staggered. Frozen comes out swinging with the M4A1S. There is still a way forward here, considering how low Fallen is. BMAS will have them on the cross. It's a bit of a labored spray, but there is Frozen as well. 2-on-2, and Frozen goes in again. This would be a 2-on-4. Fallen, 3 HP to his name. Bomb spilled down, can pick that one up, but he's only got an AWP by his side. There's so little room for error, and BMAS puts him down. Another huge clutch for MOUZ.
They weren't expecting both the players there. They knew what Frozen was. And Bemis, again, pretty much the same position once more. Literally the same position where he won the previous round. And this time helped out by Frozen. Oh, just gone so wrong despite...
Oh, it's been a rough last 5-10 minutes for Imperial. There's no two ways about it. The Tech 9 may go in for one, but JDC gets one back. At least they have made MOUZ bleed a little, and they can retrieve a rifle. But Bolt's only with 18 HP, FNX with 5. It may not end up mattering, and although there's a dink onto Torsi, 1 HP he will survive on. He's still able to put the bullet down range. And BMAS has put the bomb on the deck. As the bodies hit the floor, it looks good for MOUZ to get 4 map points on their choice of nuke. It would have to be something truly spectacular for Bolts to pull this one out of the fire, out of the flames. He gets 1, but he will get traded back instantly afterwards. And MOUZ have hit the all-important 15th round. He's gonna be spoiled for choice. He's gonna be spoiled for choice. Double spray bomb's been spilled down, and although Vinny gets one back, does it really matter? Well, it may end up mattering after all. Dexter peeks in, gets killed. BMAS taking the initiative, but shoots too early. Thing is, though, that he's stopped Vinny from retrieving the bomb. Torsi, BMAS, and JDC. Couple weekends, but Torsi still nails Fur where he stands with the AWP. Straight to the chest. JDC, though, needs one of his teammates to have more impact. The flashbang is out. He follows it up. Very well played. Synergy. Frags in tandem. And now Bolt with his back to the wall. Has shrapnel, has bullets, and has bodies pushing down. And nearly stands his ground for 2. But MOUZ get it done. They should just have enough time. 16-11 on their choice of map.
A solid CT side coming out from Dexter and his men. And sure, there were a few question marks in the
Stack is considerable. They could be looking for a grenade into a peak, and instead it's going to be the dry peek in, and able to pull the plug and get out of there as well. The flash is decent and actually stalled them from coming back in, but Frozen's been bested. Another flash in, but another whiffed attempt. Torsi this time runs in and gets fragged down. Bolts continues to turn in the kills, turn in the performance, and it forces away the Coffin contingent. JDC can do nothing but wait for his teammates to arrive.
The timing of the flash was really off, right? The first one. The second one, though, even though they were blinded, Bolts playing anti-flash, able to pluck away the second players. JDC is at least able to find Fur, but still is a 4 versus 3, and they have a kit to work with, though, so this retake is definitely on.
So, but they need to pick up the pace. Big headshot from Vinny, though. The back box is... He delivers with 2 kills, and that should be the round that follows up. BMAS is destroyed, dismantled next from FNX.
Allowing him to go for a full-fledged kit of utility. A wide hole from Frozen, and that's a great hole there. The 1-2 wombo combo, shutting it down. As Fallen and Bolt will be the first 2 casualties of the round, and JDC is actually going to reposition towards Sandbag. So despite getting the opening 2 kills, they're still pressuring the top of Banana here, are MOUZ.
Frozen just around the smoke, sprays through, but it's Torsi that takes the first kill down. The bomb's going to finalize, though. It's going to be planted in that smoke, and now Torsi is stuck. Needs to come out swinging, needs to have some help from his teammates. The fact that Frozen's gone down, there's no one else close right now. It's going to be a bit of an issue. And although that shot landed, he's now been finished off. Vinny on 19, just trying to do as much damage as possible, but he falls prey to the Galil of Dexter. And so MOUZ will successfully get a defuse off, but they did lose 2 players. Third player coming through now. In actual fact, Dexter not really respecting that smoke too much, decided to push through there, but Bolts with the AWP has put it to use. Torsi bested, picks it up off the Fire of Fallen to go in for that entry. And now Dexter, wild spray, can't finalize the frag. They're planting the bomb in amongst the smoke, and that grenade will do nothing to deny that, deter it, which is all the best for the T's because there's only about 10 seconds left on the clock. Now AWP's been picked up, and although Bolts and Fur are both low, they have the weaponry to maybe pull this one off, trading back and forth between AKs and AWPs, but now everyone is falling down around the site. Bolts wants to hold on to this AWP. He can't feasibly stop this defusal, and so he'll give it up. MOUZ will pick up their second, but it is another plant coming in for Imperial, which does tick their economy forward.
Imperial, though, still have options available. You can see 2 players towards A. They're trying to sell a faker, but the re-aggression, Bolt can catch JDC off guard, but JDC, what a recovery. And now the 4v2 and 30 seconds. They have no avenues.
It just seems like there's no way forward. Everywhere they walk, it's into a barrage of bullets. It's into... So far, we're seeing that firsthand from Fallen's perspective. So 3-3 the score. MOUZ, once again, they concede the pistol.
Once again, the AWP not really finding the impact in the hands of Fallen, but at least it's been retrieved by FNX. Flash. It's perfect. JDC, he needs to collect, and indeed he will. Bit of a belabored spray there at the end to find Vinny, but it gets the job done. 35 seconds on the clock. Sure, they have the bomb. Sure, they have the AWP in the hands of FNX, but they really don't have any entry into either of these two bomb sites. And no utility as well, Vince.
Yeah, they're relying fully on just entries, and they're going to get one from bolts, but it does feel like a drop in the bucket, which will easily be mopped up. Post haste from Dexter, so that is now, what, 4 rounds in a row on the side of MOUZ. I did hear an extinguish in the background. I think they may have dealt with that. I think they may have dealt with that just in time to push onto the site. And now bullets being spammed through the smoke, but it's a 1-for-1, and the bomb is still planted down successfully. And now Imperial can assume post-plant positions. That grenade won't be doing too much. Too shallow to really bother anybody. Flash through. And Frozen taking the initiative. 1 player, which will be Fur, still in Bernarda, but 2 at the back in shadows. As the AWP peeks in, they get 1. Do they anticipate a second player here? Yes, they do. And they clean out the angle. Bolts down alongside Fur. And a very convincing, clean retake from MOUZ.
And that was the closest round we've seen from Imperial in the past 5 minutes. Actually getting the bomb down to a 3v3, and yet the retake, it looks clinical. Dexter to the edge of the smoke. First stuck. He's stuck. He should know. They should know. They should know there's someone there, but Dexter is going to strike and finds 2. He will be traded, but it's too late.
Oh, man, when it rains, it pours, and Imperial are in a torrential downpour right now. And he's down to 46. He was in the trenches in that previous engage. Dexter. It could, but it is a double stack here. A well-placed flash, though, will deal with the AWP contingent spray from BMAS for 2. Oh, that incendiary's a little bit off. I think he wanted that a little bit deeper. But now the peek in from Frozen. Bags himself 2 kills. And Fallen is the last man standing once again before Frozen dips back in the pool for a 3rd. And MOUZ extend their lead to 7.
A 4v3 now as a backpedal back towards the B bomb site.
2 players are so low. Torzi gets 1 and gets jump scared in the process. As now Vinny has shown his hand. But keep in mind that Bolt is down to 14. Vinny on 77. So they're going to be taking forward aggressive positions. Vinny peering, peeking into the CT spot, but he misses the shot. And that now allows MOUZ to pick up the pace, to get closer. They can flash in Frozen, and that flash has nailed Vinny in the face. He has to back away again. Just these little small victories, gradually pushing and stymieing away as they push through the Molotov, and Frozen takes down the frag onto Bolts. Does get avenged, though, from Vinny, who puts that up to use. BMAS has a kit in his hands. He knows where Vinny is roughly, sticks onto the bomb, but there is Vinny, making amends for that previous miss. And Imperial's first round in 7.
The smoke now, it's a giveaway. Timing is everything. Dexter needs at least 1. Now it's all in BMAS. He's alone.
Outmanned, outgunned, but the time is working on his side after the bomb is being done down first. He's got 2 kills. They need to get the bomb. They need to get this plant down. There might not be enough time. There's no time. BMAS has done it. BMAS has ruined Imperial.
Oh, no. They took too long, and this is after Fallen gets the early opening pick as well. Dexter flubs a spray too, and BMAS, he just needed to delay, buy time, and that's what he did. Oh, that's a gut punch. And this is the right call here from MOUZ. They've had the 3-man stack so many times on these buy rounds, Vince, but this time it could be Imperial walking into the stack.
Yeah, and there's enough utility as well to soften them up on the approach. You're seeing already the shrapnel doing quite a bit of damage. They're boosted up on the box. We haven't seen this position yet, and it doesn't get much. Oh yeah, they'll be definitely hoping for that at bare minimum. But BMAS is going to shut down the first play through on apps. Still alive in pit, has a secondary player, second to help him out. There's also a fast rotation around the back as well. That's Frozen coming up through middle. The bomb's been put down once again. Even if Frozen dies, it doesn't really matter because the rest of the T's have been dealt with. And that's double digits for MOUZ, bare minimum. He did waste quite a bit of time. He's also bought out quite a few flashes, a couple smokes, Molotovs. Frozen through the smoke into the head. Ugh. Oh, poor man just got wrecked. And as good as he was on Nuke, by the way, he's 3-13. He's just not had any impact in this game.
Oh, this is huge. JDC, how is he alive, Vince? He was in the flames. He runs out, able to trade his teammate as well. Now to 4v3. This A hit is coming in. picked up on the way, and a bomb will be planted. A real chance here for Imperial to at least get to round number 5.
Yeah. Oh no, but they didn't expect JDC to push the smoke. He just walked straight through there, and Bolts is just getting peppered and pummeled through the smoke from 2 different angles. A long, arduous journey back to the top again, and Torsi has already removed the head alongside BMAS. BMAS with another one. I was gonna say that Imperial, now that the tables have turned, their CT side should be a more solid encounter for MOUZ, but they don't care. Torsi with another brisk headshot. And Vinny in a 1-on-5 is going to get caught down by BMAS and Frozen, and they kill him in tandem. A systematic shutdown, but he could be called upon here because there's multiple players edging their way out of the balcony side. Vinny now with a Mac 10 tries to spray in, but Torsi and Dexter just stampede over the site and make it theirs. Fallen tries a bit of a cheeky play through the smoke, but BMAS says no with his Mac 10 and lets the bullets do the talking for him.
But you can see, if you look at the plan, it was so Torsi could stick around and he would be able to survive in the corner here, although the bomb didn't detonate at the end there. But you can already see the small little differences in how teams are going to be approaching the bomb plant. Incendiary smoke combo. It looks like there's been a bit of a change of plans here for MOUZ. Instead, they're going to come wrapping around from short.
And they threw in the rotation, but it's going to be a slight gap in the smoke that allows Vinny to pincer in for one. Counter frag comes in from BMAS. And keep in mind, with this being a bonus and such a hefty lead, even just a bomb plant would be good enough, but the bomb is in such an awkward position. They need to retrieve this. They've done that just now. Planting in the smoke. Any extra kills at this point is a huge bonus. And you can't write Torsi off. You can't write BMAS off from outright clutching this anyway. Smokes and mollies being exchanged. He would have heard that tag onto Fallen, and Torsi takes the head of Bolts, runs away with it. This round could be everything for Imperial. They've got to hold on to this one. Spray from Torsi. Oh, the transfer is majestic. And MOUZ take the 14-4 lead.
He conveys information to his teammate. The Molotov gets lobbed in. And I love how he just sits here, Vince. He was blinded. He didn't panic at all. He just sat.
I honestly think that flash whiffing may have just saved their life.
They don't expect there. Vinny was so very patient, Vince. And BMAS is very low. He's been tagged down by FNX. And look at FNX re-aggressing inside of apartments. He's going to finish this one off. But no, BMAS! Someone spins around, and he knows where Vinny is nearby with the 5-7. But Vinny's isolated. Is all by his lonesome, and they're going to pounce on him. Pre-firing around the corner. Torsi continues.
But what is your realistic chance of clutching this? Well, hold on a second, because Fur on the drive-by has landed a hell of a one. Deke, there's another one as well. Goes back in, but Torsi continues to be the menace, continues to be the nightmare that Imperial continue to wake up from. And considering that the T's haven't fully exploded yet out into the site, this may be just in time. Flash is being traded. Good counter flash tossed in, but Bolts with a double spray. And another good flash as Vinny shuts down JDC. Torsi in a 1-on-3, but he walks into Fallen. Imperial have saved one, but there's 10 more to play with. Deep smoke down onto Banana has allowed Bolts to take control, but he is alone, and he is very aware of this fact. Still takes down a kill as he just backs away to the side. Well played, and he's brought up enough time for the rest of his team to get here. Although they may not be required, he's doing this all by himself. An excellent round on the side of Bolts, and Imperial get their 7th locked in.
Keeping everyone alive as well this time around, making up for the couple of players lost.
That smoke is going to clear, and Dexter is already pushing through by himself. They do have BMAS over on either side of the site. Dexter has gone down to the hands of Bolts. Going to be an incendiary behind that. In comes Frozen, bypassing with a flashbang tossed in for good measure. Looking for the boost. Frozen anticipating this. He tickled the bomb for this very play, and they fell into the trap head first. BMAS is also going for the rotational play. May have heard Vinny making moves through on the library, so he could be the ace up the sleeve. That smoke is going to clear, and Dexter is already pushing through by himself. They do have BMAS over on either side of the site. Dexter has gone down to the hands of Bolts. Going to be an incendiary behind that. In comes Frozen, bypassing with a flashbang tossed in for good measure. Looking for the boost. Frozen anticipating this. He tickled the bomb for this very play, and they fell into the trap head first. BMAS is also going for the rotational play. May have heard Vinny making moves through on the library, so he could be the ace up the sleeve. He could be the determining factor. And the bomb is planted out in the open. Vinny has shown his hand, quite literally, as he tosses in the incendiary, and BMAS puts him down. Although Fallen wasn't fragged, he got legged down to 16 HP, and BMAS now is playing hell. With the CT's mind, they have to have clarity and chaos, and instead, it'll be MOUZ locking it down and securing their 2-0 victory.
That was a statement win coming in for MOUZ. Look, you go back to Nuke, you can say, hey, if a few of these rounds had maybe gone